It's been a while. I'm going to do a collective reading for you. Welcome to my channel. Please take what resonates and leave what does not. Whew. King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Just so you know. That's the vibes that we're getting through. We just got through this Cancer and full moon. What? This full moon in Cancer. So a lot of emotions have been coming up. So being able to get back to center might be a theme for you at this time. I'm going to go ahead and pull cards. We have the Ten of Pentacles, Six of Wands. Okay. Ten of Pentacles, Six of Wands. Wow, that's beautiful. It feels like you guys are like accomplishing something as far as like deep levels of wealth, deep levels of like your physical reality seems like it's really shaping out at this time. Your physical reality feels your work has paid off. Basically, your work has paid off. What you've been doing to cultivate this life where not only you are you benefited, but so is your community. So are, if you have children, your children, your parents. You are in this space of creating that reality, and you feel like you're on the right track. So I feel like there's two things that could be happening. One, you're on the track to this, or you've already cultivated this. But either way, in the quantum field and on a spiritual level, you have already accomplished this. That's what I'm feeling from this reading. This is the energy that you're in. Even if you don't see the physical representation of it, it feels like you feel very successful, right? And that feeling is bringing you success, right? Like Neville Goddard says, he has that book, The Feeling is a Secret. When we're manifesting things, how you feel, that's how you know what's coming. If you feel confident, like you've done the right thing, then you've done the right thing. Okay? There's something about, let me get clarity on the Two of Swords. Clarity on the Two of Swords. Okay. We have the Hierophant in reverse and the King of Cups. Knight of Cups. Interesting. So the Two of Swords in reverse, the Hierophant in reverse, and the Knight of Cups was the clarity. Let me sit on this for a second. It feels like that you broke out of some sort of you broke out of something that wasn't serving you, and you had to maybe decide to leave. Some sort of like structure. It could be a job, a marriage, something that was binding you to some sort of structure. It could be school or something structural, right? You left, you decided against it, and then you decided to instead receive something that was more in alignment with you and what brings you actual joy. It feels like you maybe made a logical decision to not be logical. You made a decision to go out on your own, or to do something that kind of breaks you away from the matrix, or breaks you away from this idea of what life should be or what your goals should be. And you went out and you instead decided to follow your heart, and because of that, you're being rewarded. You're being brought something. It feels like you might be like getting rewarded. That's what this reading feels like. You're getting rewarded for the work that you've done. And you, like I said, you're about to see this in the physical, even if you haven't so far. There's definitely something about, you're about to see this. Strength card, King of Swords, Chariot in reverse. Okay. So you're needing to learn to dive into the present moment. This is what I'm about to say is mastery of energy. You're learning that at this present, the truth at this present moment is how you navigate the moment. You're no longer in a space where you're avoiding truth. You're accepting all of the truths for what they are, no matter how harsh it is, no matter how positive it is, no matter how much you don't know. You're accepting what you don't know. You're admitting that you don't know what you don't know, and you're also admitting that you do know what you do know. Okay, And so you're learning that you're kind of having to slow down. You're having to kind of realize that there are certain things that you're not in alignment with at this time, and that's okay. There are certain things that you're not supposed to be in alignment with, and that's okay. You're learning the truth of who you are. You're being very honest about who you are, and that is what's bringing out um, these gifts of recognition, right? You're being recognized for your truth, and that truth is sometimes going to feel like it feels like you're not being guided, but really you're just being guided away from what doesn't serve you. And if you're used to being in a certain environment like this with this Hierophant in reverse and this, you're used to maybe going by the book or doing things the right way, right? And so when you broke away from that, your whole life had to shift, right? You're no longer living the way that you used to live. You're no longer in that same frequency where you have to just, do what people tell you to do, say what people want you to say. You're like standing out because you're starting to speak your truth and be in your truth. And so you're kind of having to navigate. It's like if you were going this direction, in order to turn around to go that direction, or even just to go this way or in a different direction at all, you'd have to stop and seemingly maybe even go backwards. But you're not going backwards. You're going finally in the right direction. Alexa, pause. It's 7 o'clock. That's my alarm for my affirmations. But I think there also might be something to do with affirmations here because we have the strength card out. You might need to give yourself affirmations to remind yourself of who you are and where you're going. Because I do feel like there's something about it doesn't feel, you might not feel like things make sense or like you're like, am I going the right way? Like things feel, you're getting the signs, like you're getting it looks like you kind of feel good, right? Like you feel like I've done these things. I know I've cleared the karma. I know I've accomplished a lot, but it feels like I'm not getting anywhere. You're needing to affirm yourself, to remind yourself who you are. Okay? How far you've come, right? The truth. Remind yourself of the truth. You're good at that. Six of Pentacles in reverse. I believe that this is a time, and that's what I was about to say too. You're good at that, meaning you're good at telling other people how to do, what to do, and how to be, and what the right answer is, right? Like you're great at that. I'm talking to someone who you're like a light for other people. And with all of that, you've given a lot away. You've given so much foundational information and energy to other people for them to build their lives off of. And you're now learning to move a little differently. And maybe that's why you don't really feel comfortable, because you're not used to that. And it might feel selfish. It might feel, backwards for you, like you're building backwards. But like, no, you're just building differently. You're learning that everybody doesn't need to know everything. Everybody doesn't need to have access to you in the way that you may be used to. What else does the collective need to know about this season? This message is a collective message, so please take it as it resonates. It feels a little bit all over the place. It feels like there might be a lot going on right now in your life. Like there's a lot of major shifts. There's just a lot, and I'm sending you so much love and so much love, and I pray that you feel guided. Yeah. There's no need to worry. This Ten of Swords in reverse. It's done. You guys have just come through, it feels like you've come through not just a major cycle, but you've come through several major cycles. It feels like This isn't just about like one thing or even one direction. That's what makes you beautiful. Yeah, it's like you're accepting all of who you are. All of who you are makes you beautiful. It's not just about one thing. And it's like even the negative or what you may have perceived as negative, you're learning to accept all of that. And so it might seem confusing. And maybe that's the part that you need to hear right now. You don't have to be perfect. Like, you know that, right? Like this whole thing, all of this guidance that you're getting from people and all of the ways that you improve yourself, right? But it's not, you're not supposed to be aiming for perfection, because that's not what you were ever meant to be. You were meant to be you. You're meant to be you. Your soul came here and you knew you were gonna, it was gonna be some stuff, you know? Like we all knew, well, before we came here, we knew we were gonna get into some stuff. That's the whole point. But it's the way you get through it. It's the way you were able to triumphantly move through these cycles and create a life that you love. Even with all of the trials and tribulations, you love what's going on. You've created this reality for you. You feel better about your life. And so maybe it doesn't look that way to the outside world. Maybe it doesn't feel that way to you all the time. But when you look around and you really think about what you've manifested for yourself, it makes sense. And so I think you're maybe being encouraged right now to just know that it makes sense. Let me pull a Keepers of the Light Oracle card really quick, just to get like some spirit guide energy. I feel like you need a hug. I feel like you need a hug. You need some, like I said, this full moon in Cancer, y'all, was a doozy. So might just be needing a hug too. And yep, okay. We have Kuthumi, Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. This is the first one out, you guys. Trust what you know. Trust what you know. Ooh, confirmation burp. And then we also have Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. And it says, ooh, excuse me. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. You guys know what you're doing. You have to know that you know what you're doing. You have the wisdom and you have the ability. Like that's what this is giving. You have not only the wisdom, you know what you're doing. Like you know what the answer is. So this is about trusting yourself. Trust that you know. You do know. All of this experience that you've had, all of these accomplishments that you've made, you know what you're doing. Do not doubt that. With this Ankh, he has an Ankh on his necklace here. You guys understand creation. Like you understand how to create. You've done it. You've created. I might be speaking to artists. I might be speaking to creatives. That's not to be taken lightly. If you know how to have an idea and that in your head and then make it into reality, you do realize that's a superpower, right? You do realize that that's you understanding the inner workings of creation itself, right? So if you can do that with art, you can do it with anything. It's the same mechanism. Cloak of Wisdom. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Then we have Divine Alchemy. Holy Amethyst. Divine Alchemy. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. Move beyond your current challenges and focus on what you desire. You know how to do this. So just do it. And I don't mean do in the sense that you have to do more. I mean decide in your mind and in your heart and your soul. Decide where you're going to be at the end of this year. Decide. Decide what you're doing and decide to own it. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. Decide to own it. It's you. It's ugly, it's pretty, it's beautiful, it's magnificent, it's creative, it's messy, it's all of it. Decide to accept yourself. Decide to accept the process, the creative process. You know how that goes. You know it's not always rainbows and sunshine, but you know it works out every time. Every time you had an idea of a song or a painting or how to design your room or how to do whatever, there was a period of time where like, I don't know if I know what I'm doing anymore. But then when you finished it, it was beautiful. When you finished it, it was magnificent. You know what you're doing. So you needed to hear that. You needed to hear that. You needed to hear that. That is what you needed to hear. This is a very powerful reading. This is a very powerful collective. You guys are learning how powerful you are or needing to be reminded of how powerful you are. Okay? And how smart you are. You know, and how just grounded and just how beautiful your process is. This might not, like I said, it feels like this doesn't make sense to you. Like, but it makes sense. I need you to trust that it makes sense though. It does. Okay? That's the collective reading. You guys, if you want a personal reading, I will put everything in the description box below. My name is Kai. I am a spiritual life coach. I love you guys so much. You're going out on a limb and you're learning how to fly right now. So I know it could feel scary, it could feel weird, but like you're doing it. You're doing it, okay? So congratulations. And thank you so much for being who you are, for continuing to speak the truth, be in your truth, find that truth. You know, you're doing this for the first time. So give yourself some grace. I love you so much. I will see you in the next message. Love you. Bye.